Dolphins fans, what's up? Good evening. It is late on the East Coast, so once again, not expecting a lot of people to be showing up during this live, but I wanted to go ahead and put out a video about a couple things that happened today in the latest practice. Some people complained about some things, and then they seem to be occurring today during the practice. So, um, I guess we'll start out with the big elephant in the room, and that's clearly that Mr. Zach Sieler has signed his contract extension. It is 3 years, $44 million guaranteed, and with bonuses and incentives up to $67.75 million. Congratulations, Mr. Zach Sieler. He deserves it. He earned it. I was hoping to goodness that it didn't happen after. I was hoping they wouldn't make him wait for during team practices with other teams and during the actual games in the preseason. I was hoping they would get this taken care of before that, and they did. Look at that. Just kind of like what I was saying yesterday was going to happen. It did. Wow, crazy. That doesn't happen too often. I'm not usually perfectly right on things like that. So I'm glad that Dolphins brass was thinking the same way that I was. Need to pay the man. They did. Congratulations to Zach Sieler. Now, we don't have any more real information on this contract, and we're likely not going to have it for a couple of days. But as soon as it does pop up, I'll make sure to talk about it on the whatever live I'm doing at that point. I'm curious, what does this do for the salary cap? How much is it going to save? Because it usually when it comes to an extension of this type, you're looking at a couple void years thrown onto the end of the contract and a signing bonus, which covers a large portion of the money owed. And when that happens, you're looking at a pretty decent savings in the salary cap. And I remember a few months ago when I was first talking about, we need to give Sieler a new contract. I was thinking this could save anywhere from $6.5 million to $11 or $12 million, depending on how they, work out this contract. So either way, this is going to save a little bit of money on the contract, on the salary cap, which is a great thing. I'm happy about it. Couldn't be more happy about Zach Sieler getting his contract, and I'm sure he's stoked too. And keep in mind, this is the guy that practiced every snap and every play during this entire time when he's trying to get his contract. He earned this, so it's a big congratulations to him. He deserves it. What's up, guys? How you doing? Good to see you in here. I know it's late. I'm not sure exactly where you guys are located, but man, here in North Pole, it's it's only 6 o'clock. But I mean, over in the East Coast, it's 10. So thanks for being here. Yeah, I just wanted to cover that and talk about a couple other things coming up here, but this isn't going to be a super long live stream. Just a little bit here to talk about some things. That was the main thing. Is I'm happy that Zach Sieler got his money. And he deserves that golf clap, that congratulations he earned it. So can't wait to see what he does this year. Hopefully he stays healthy and does well. You'll notice that on I can't help myself. I have to. You'll notice that on my title of this, I said Storm Duck is him. I'm not saying he's like going to be an all pro. I'm not saying that. I'm just kind of messing around a little bit, but he looks good. And I know full well that today he actually he's been. Here's the deal about Storm Duck, and people are kind of saying, "Oh, but he hasn't really been having anything really good happen." And well, he's been covering Tyreek Hill almost every practice. That's who he's been guarding. And when you're in coverage against Tyreek Hill, I mean that's a tall order. I don't care who you are. I don't care what cornerback you are. I don't care how big you are, how fast you are. That's a tall order. And it's 90% of the time, it's Storm Duck covering Tyreek Hill, and he's holding his own. And that goes into what Tyreek said about, CO Call of Florida. You guys, it's late there. Thanks for being here. Holy cow. But that's a tall order for anybody, let alone a second-year undrafted free agent. And that's what Storm Duck is. So he's doing a fantastic job. I love to hear that he just keeps growing and getting better. What's up, Elwood? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for being here. Hopefully everybody is as excited as I am about Zach Sieler getting his contract. And hopefully you guys are equally excited about the work that Storm Duck is putting in and the effort that he's putting into practice and getting better, because that's all the man is doing. And in his interview today, he had an interview. He said the exact same thing. He's like, I'm just trying to get better. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep everything in front of me and keep getting better. And as a fan, we should be excited about that. That's what we should want. We should want all of our players to have that attitude. I just want to get better. And having somebody in practice that's just willing to do whatever it takes, including covering Tyreek Hill 90 to 95% of snaps. Yeah, I don't care who it is. Anybody who's willing to do that gets an A in my book. Today he did. I will say this: Storm Duck did get burnt today by Tyreek Hill once, real bad. Not real bad, but to it a Tyreek for about 40 or 45 yards, and it was Storm Duck was in coverage. So, I mean, he did get beat there. Ethan Bonner, I haven't heard anything about Ethan Bonner. Now, Elwood, you're going to have to explain this. You said he is cut right after Aquavale asked about Ethan Bonner. Are you saying Ethan Bonner got cut? Because I missed that, if that's what happened. Let me check transactions here real quick. I don't have – it's not showing Ethan Bonner being cut. Who's cut, Elwood? Help me out here. Also while I'm waiting. Oh, gotcha. Never mind. Holy cow. I totally read that wrong. Yeah, he looks good. Also, if he is back on the field, off the non-football injury list, thank goodness for that. If he can start doing his thing again, once again, we waived Blaine Gabbert again, or Brett Gabbert again. It seems like we waive him, then we sign him for a couple days, then we waive him again. Gabbert is patient. We'll say that. So thanks for coming in, Brett, and thanks for leaving as soon as you came in. Good grief. We also signed offensive lineman Jermaine Ifedi. Now, I'm not going to say much about Jermaine Ifedi. He looked a lot better with the Seahawks than he did the last couple years where he's been playing for other teams. I mean, he could turn a corner and do well for us, but this is mainly us signing a player that has the ability to play guard and tackle. And I think he's going to end up being used as just kind of a filler for camp. I don't think he's necessarily going to make the team. He could, if he steps up and shines, maybe he will. But for now, I'm thinking he's just a camp body, some depth for the team. We'll see if he actually makes the roster. Not too sure. Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. I guess we should cover that next. Alec Ingold got his bell rung today during practice. Did end up going out into the locker room. He's in concussion protocol. From everything that I've heard, it doesn't seem like it's a very serious type of concussion protocol, but he did get his bell rung, and because of that, he has to go through concussion protocol. So I would think this is going to be kind of the same kind of concussion symptoms things as Achane had last year, I think, for a couple weeks. I don't think he's going to miss much time, but in the meantime, he's definitely going to be out for at least a week or so, I would imagine. Now, what's funny about that is something interesting happened today when Alec Ingold went out, and that was that they put Tanner Connor in as a fullback. And when they put Tanner Connor in as a fullback, now I'm not saying this as in I think we should replace Alec Ingold as a fullback, but Tanner Connor actually did very well at the fullback position on the few plays that he was in there for. And that was kind of interesting to see. So something to watch for there. I mean, we're likely going to see more of Tanner Connor playing fullback. Also, I was interested to see Ollie Gordon play fullback, but I don't know if they're going to do that. I was just kind of curious if they were going to slide him in there for a play or two and see how he rocked it. But I guess we'll see. Yeah, they had Tanner Connor as a fullback for at least a few plays that I saw, and he looked like he did all right. So I'm not saying he's going to play that or anything like that. I'm not going to TD the situation, but definitely was interesting to see. I don't know. No, it's not liquor, just so you guys know. It's juice. I don't allow myself to drink anymore. So, yeah, that was the other thing that I found interesting was seeing Tanner Connor out there playing fullback. It does make sense though. Yeah, Rucci is an option too. You're right. It was interesting to see. Interesting to see. Those of you that are in here, please. I mean, I'm shocked. There's even 14 or 15 people in here. Seems like every Dolphins YouTube streamer and their mother is doing live streams right now talking about all this. So thanks for being here. And if you are here, throw a like down if you're in. Throw one down. Make sure you're subscribed, please. Yeah, he's Tanner Connor. Like I said yesterday, Tanner Connor's not doing too well at tight end this year. Well, he hasn't really been last year too, but it was interesting to see that. And I'm thinking, man, if he's willing to find a way to get on this team, even if it means not playing tight end, showing that he can play other positions, I mean, more power to him. I mean, because I really didn't think that yesterday. I said that I don't think he's going to be on this team as a tight end the way this is working out, especially if we end up signing another tight end. We'll see. So that's kind of where everything is at with that. Yeah, listen to Elwood. He knows what's up. Also, in the discussion of Storm Duck, I am going to be finally. It's taken forever to get it. I don't know. Maybe obviously it's Storm Duck. Maybe they don't have anybody wanting one, but I finally got my Storm Duck jersey. It's on the way. Yes, it's almost here. It's been like on hold or something for forever, and finally I get a message from Fanatics saying that it's being sent. So it should be here in the next few days. Yay! I'm so excited. Every year I'll buy a jersey. Just one. I don't allow myself to buy more than one every year. And we had a lot of options this year. We had a couple rookies that were interesting to grab. We had there was a bunch of jerseys I kind of wanted to get. And I know it's weird, and I know a lot of people aren't, but I am down with Storm Duck, and I wanted one so bad, so I ordered one. It's coming. It's going to be the green, our aqua jerseys. I'm getting one of those for Storm Duck, and I've also kind of decided that as soon as they become available, I'm probably going to go ahead and get one of the. Provided they're not absolutely horrible, but if they turn out cool like I think they are, I'm going to get one of the alternate jerseys that we're going to have this year. Totally. I'm not sure. I'm thinking Chop Robinson for that if I end up getting one, but we'll see. Right now, it's Storm Duck, and that's the jersey I'm going to wear all year. Once the season ends, it goes up on the wall, and I move on. Every year a new jersey to wear, and then it goes on the wall for the year after. So that's the way I'm doing this. Oh, and I got myself a new hat coming too. It's the same as this, except not this emblem. It's going to be the classic one. So this one will become my work hat, and my new hat will be the one I wear for streaming. After a while, the hats get dirty. I don't want to make my streaming hat dirty and wear it out until the year's over. So new hat, new jersey every year. Pretty soon, I'm not going to have room for anything else. Also, it's not here yet. I'm waiting for my daughter to bring it to me. She went and picked it up. I have acquired a signed, game-worn Cater Kohu jersey, a white classic jersey from Cater Kohu, game-worn and signed, certified. I got it for $60. No joke. And it is on the way. I cannot wait to have that hanging up on my wall. It's too small for me. Obviously, Storm Duck Cater Co is smaller than I am by a little bit. I'm a big dude. But it's definitely going to be getting framed and going up on the wall. I think what I'm going to end up doing is taking those right there. Those two frame jerseys. I'm going to go ahead and take those and move them up above the door and have that spot where those two jerseys are sitting, the Merino and the Gen 1, the signed jerseys. I'm going to have those moved over above my door, and that's where Cater's going to go. It's going to look awesome. Can't wait. So everything's looking okay. I will say this. I didn't want to mention it until the record was the streak was snapped. This entire season, our preseason, Tua Tagovailoa has not thrown a pick in practice, and it's not a huge deal. I don't really care too much about picks in practice. I kind of feel like you're going to have them, especially in practice, and that's where you want to have them. But he hadn't thrown one, so I didn't want to start talking about it. He did throw one today, finally, threw it to Minka, and Minka ran it back, man. It was pretty impressive to see. Minka looked good in the throw. It was definitely Tua's mistake. He kind of threw it short and right in front of Minka, and Minka jumped the route. It was beautiful. So great job by Minka Fitzpatrick. Picked off Tua, and now Tua can stop worrying about throwing a pick. It seems like he didn't really want to do that, but he said he wasn't worried about it. And now he definitely doesn't have to worry about it. So whatever. Some people are throwing fits about it. It's because Tua's only throwing safe balls. No, shut up. Man, it's so much hatred. It's unreal. It's not hatred. It's not about him trying to throw only safe balls. He's throwing passes to people and spreading it around, doing what he's supposed to do in practice. So, everybody just needs to chill out with the hate. Just relax. Enjoy it. Thunderstorm Duck. That's awesome. Thunderstorm Duck is very good in North Carolina. They went to Louisville. Bad scheme. Agreed. He looks fantastic in North Carolina. And I feel like if he wouldn't have gone to Louisville, I feel like he probably would have been drafted instead of gone undrafted. So, anyways, I'm glad we have him on the team. He's working out well. And it's nice to see that people are finally talking about him besides me. Because if anybody here has been following my channel for the last year and a half, it's been a year, just over a year. If anybody's been following my channel, I'm always talking about Storm Duck. I can't help but notice him in the games that he played last year and in practice and stuff. The guy's he's one of the hardest workers on this team. So it's good to see him getting some dap for his hard work. I like it. And I hope that he ends up earning himself the starting position and ends up doing well. I'd love to see it. So, and also, he's one of those few players that doesn't have a Twitter, doesn't have any of these social media pages. And I've been trying so hard. Like I want to get, and like I said, I've only got like 290 something subscribers. So I've been wanting really badly to get a player from the Dolphins onto my channel to have a chat. And I haven't had the ability to message very many yet. I did have one agree to come on, but it's not going to happen for a while. So I'm not going to spoil that and then have myself look like a fool if it doesn't work out. So, but I did have one guy agree. It's not Storm Duck, and I've been trying to get a hold of him, but I don't know how because he's got no social media presence. So someday I'm going to be able to get a hold of Storm Duck and get him on this channel. Man. But yeah, I'm at 290 something subscribers. Can't remember the exact number. The goal was to get to 300 before the season started. I think we're going to hit that. I think we're going to hit that, and I think that I'm going to bump the goal to 350 before the season starts, and we'll see how it goes. So if I can get help me get to 350 before the season starts. Help me get to the point where I can become YouTube famous, retire from being a truck driver. I'm kidding. I like driving trucks. I like my job, so just kidding. I'm doing this for fun. I'm not trying to be YouTube famous. But I want to get to 350. I do. So help me out with that. It's obvious to me Fuller went down. Thunderstorm stepped in. He did. He stepped in and he stepped up. Not just filled the position, but it had to have been pretty uncomfortable. Like, jumping in the middle of the season to cover for somebody and never having any game experience to that point. And he stepped in like a champ. He had a couple mistakes, but the one thing I can say about Storm Duck is I've never seen him make the same mistake more than once. Like he learns. He makes it a point to learn from his mistakes. I like it. I like it a lot. Happy that we have him, especially with all the issues we're having on the team right now. It's good to know that we have him. So, looking good. I'm not bummed out. I was happy with the way practice went today, even with the Tua interception. I mean, whatever. It's good to see Minka Fitzpatrick get another pick and pull one out and do well. I mean, these are things that we should want as a team. We want, and I mentioned it before, we want that to we want that to happen. We want the offense to win some plays. We want the defense to win some plays. We want that ebb and flow. If we don't get that, then it shows that there's a problem. It shows that there's a definite problem if we don't have an ebb and flow, a back and forth between the offense and defense. As long as we have that, I'm going to be pretty optimistic for the season. I think that I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday. I can't remember if I did or not, but we got our center back, and that was nice. You know, Aaron Brewer came back, and he's practicing today. He did an interview. Looked pretty good. Definitely made the interior of our offensive line a little more stout almost immediately. So that was good to see. Really good to see, actually. McDaniel did his thing at the interview table too. I'm looking at transactions and stuff just to see if anything else happened, injuries reports and things like that. Austin Jackson is supposed to be available by the time the season starts. That should be good. Might as well just rest him. Maybe he can stay healthy for the rest of the year. I have no idea. But the dude always seems to get hurt. Thanks, Aqua. Appreciate that. A lot of people were saying that who was it? Saying that Jalen Phillips got carted off the field yesterday. He didn't get carted off the field. He had a bruise. But the one that did get carted off yesterday was D. Eskridge. He's questionable. He's listed as questionable right now. He injured his right hamstring. I don't know what that means. Usually, see, the thing about it is when they do cart people off when you have bad cramps in your hamstring and things like that. And if they're shoving fluids down your throat and carting you off to the back really quick to get you out there and you see them drinking a bunch of water, that usually means they're having horrible cramps and they're trying to get them back and give them an IV, get some fluids in them. So I'm not placing much until we get any more information about Eskridge from yesterday. I'm not going to worry too much about it. It could be something as simple as cramps, or it could be worse. We don't know. So there's no point in worrying about what we don't know. I am praying for Alec Ingold. Yeah. Okay, there you go, Elwood. Thank you. I did not hear anything about Eskridge today. So if he played, it's just cramps. What up, dude? Hey, how you doing, Abel? Good to see you, man. Yeah, so if Eskridge played today, it was just cramps. So that's good. And if, like I said, cramps can cause some muscle issues. You can actually hurt yourself pretty bad from cramps. So they've probably keeping him listed as questionable just until he kind of, heals up. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever played football in high heat, but you get some serious enough cramps and they can hurt for a few days afterwards. Like it could feel like some real deep tissue bruises. So I'm not too worried about it. Like I do like what D. Eskridge is doing in games today. I mean, in practices this year. He's doing very well. Very impressive. So hopefully he gets healthy and can come back. I want to see him tear it up this week against the Bears. I talked about Jackson. I talked about Ingold. Jalen Phillips' bruise is doing okay. He'll be fine. And that's pretty much all we got. So everybody's talking about all these injuries and we suck and it's horrible. We're doing so bad. We're dropping like flies. Really? I don't think we are. We have some injuries. And that happens when you haven't been practicing in pads all year, and then all of a sudden you put pads on. You're going to have some injuries. I mean, that's to be expected. Every team is going through this. And as of August 3rd, after 10 practices, this is all we got. I mean, it's okay. It does suck about Kader Kohu. But all these other injuries, it's meh. It's nothing. These things happen, guys. So everybody just relax about the injuries. Like I said, none of these injuries seem to be very long lasting, except for Kader Kohu. Seems like as of right now, the outside corners are Storm Duck and Kendall Sheffield. Thoughts on what Mike Holton as a slot corner? Mike Hilton, I'm assuming, is what you mean. Okay. So Mike Hilton at slot, I have absolutely no issues with that. None. I think Mike Hilton is the natural progression to put at slot and stick him there permanently. Yeah, I got you, Ian. Yeah. Mike Hilton, I like as a slot corner. I think that's the only place you can really play him. I've talked about Storm Duck already here today. If you missed it, I'll say it again. Storm Duck is doing great. I think that as of right now, he's done everything he can to earn that cornerback position, that starting outside cornerback position. Is it number 1 or is it number 2? I don't know. But right now, I think that he's earned one of those spots. Out of the cornerbacks that are on the field for us, I think Storm Duck has performed very well. I don't know how many other teams he would start for, but the position that Miami is in, I think Storm Duck should be one of our starters for sure. Kendall Sheffield, and this is where I'm kind of torn. I'm looking at Jack Jones as working his way into that spot as our second cornerback. I definitely don't think it's Cam Smith. I think Cam Smith is done for. I think Cam Smith is fried. You could almost sense the disappointment on Mike McDaniel's face when he was talking. Yeah, Jack Jones is a gambler. But like I said, when we look behind our cornerbacks and we see the safety room that we have, which is a very good safety room, let's be real. I think that Jack Jones would understand that he can't take as many chances as normally he would. But I think Jack Jones, Isaiah Johnson had been doing okay too. I haven't heard much on him recently. Jason Marshall Jr. too. I think that he needs a little more time. Ethan Bonner, I've heard nothing about. Has anybody heard anything about Ethan Bonner? I mean, right as pads went on, they were talking about him a little bit, but then nothing, I think we have options at cornerback, but here's the deal with the cornerback position. People are just they're going to have to step up. We're going to have some players step up at that position. Players that are going to have to put themselves in a position that they're not used to. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, you're right. I heard he was doing good 1v1, but I haven't heard anything about scrimmage plays other than, individuals. I haven't heard anything about him getting play time. So maybe they're just not talking about it, and it's kind of one of those situations where if they're not talking about it, that might be a good thing. Because at this point in the season, in the off season, people are more willing to talk about bad things than they are about the good things. So I don't know. But gun to my head right now, if I had to pick 2 starters, I would say Storm Duck and Jack Jones as our 2 starting corners. Heavy dose of Jason Marshall Jr., Ethan Bonner, and Isaiah Johnson, rotating in and out as needed. That's where I would be right now. But things do change. I do still think we need to sign another cornerback, somebody who can contribute, and that'd be good. I would be happy with Ethan Bonner if he actually could step up and run it. And if Ethan Bonner was playing well, we'll see. And this is the thing. Come these preseason games, these first 2 mainly especially, when we see these first 2 preseason games, we're going to start seeing how this cornerback room is looking. We're going to see pretty quick. And we'll know. I think that after this Bears game, this coming weekend, I think we're going to have a much better picture of what we're looking at for cornerbacks. I think we're going to be very pleasantly surprised and impressed with Storm Duck. And as far as the second one goes, it depends. Can Jack Jones keep it real? Can he stay straight? Can he stay clean in the city of Miami? Can he stay out of trouble? Can he stay focused? If he can, I think that's his spot. If he can't, I think that other people are going to work their way into that position, and they could do well. Abel, I thought someone said the first joint practice is going to be Tuesday, but I'm not positive on that. I don't want to lie to you guys. I thought joint practices were Tuesday and Thursday, or Tuesday or Wednesday and Friday, one of the two. I think it's only 2 joint practices, and then we have the game. That's on Sunday. Yeah. 4 to 6 seconds is a long time. I think that if the defense plays Friday, Elwood says Friday is the practice. So I think, is it just Friday, Elwood, or is it Wednesday and Friday? Because I thought they were having two team practices together. But I mean, either way, it doesn't matter too much. If the front of our defense, the front 7 on our defense can do their jobs the way that we think they're going to be able to do it, our cornerbacks aren't going to have a horrible time. You're right. They're going to do okay. Are we going to have all pro cornerbacks? I don't think so. But we could do decent enough. And like I said, with obviously, I mean, if anybody wants to argue that our safety room is worse than it was last year, you're nuts. And stop drinking. Our safety room is much improved over last year. So, and I feel confident saying that without even watching a game. But we'll get more answers to all of that very soon, which is exciting. And we should be excited for it. We should be excited to see it. We're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. It is almost time for football. I can smell it. We're almost there. It's going to be great. I'll be doing Tuesdays are going to be my live stream days that I'm definitely going to be live. Those are the days where I'm going to open up the stream. I'll put a link to my StreamYard in the comments, and I'll allow people to join in and jump in and chat. What I'm going to do is I think I'm going to keep it to 3 guests at a time. So if you see 3 people on the screen, yeah, Bonner's still on the team. Yeah. So I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 3 guests at a time allowed. And if you're wanting to talk, what you can do is if there's 3 people on the screen, just join it, and then you'll sit in the green room, and I'll add you as soon as somebody drops out. We'll keep it flowing. So that'll be every Tuesday. I'm going to shoot for a 8:30 start time, so 8:30 Eastern, and so be on the lookout for that. I'm also going to do other live streams here and there and do videos during the season. I'm not sure about preseason. I'm going to try to cover them and go live during them, but during the regular season, what I do is I usually go live for the second half of each game. If I have an opportunity to go live for a whole game, I will. But usually the way things work out for little old me up here in North Pole, Alaska, I do go to church. So, and I have to prioritize church over football. So I'll be going to church. And usually when I get back just in time to go live for that second half of those games. I'll be doing that. I'll be doing previews and recaps of each game before, the day before and the day after. Do my usual thing. What's up, Cap? How you doing, buddy? Man, you're all over the place today. I've seen you on like 5 different streams. I told you, everybody and their mother is doing streams right now. Everybody is. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I know other people prioritize things different, but that's just how I do it. It's God, it's church, it's family and work, and then football. A certain other point in my life, football was much higher on that list, and I don't really have much to show for that, other than a bunch of broken bones and some hard days when it rains because I'm limping around like an idiot. But that's my priorities now. So, but I'll definitely be putting things live. Make sure you guys show up on Tuesday nights. Tuesday nights at 8:30. I'm going to be doing um, the live stream where you guys can jump in and chat with me, and we can talk smack. If you are not a Dolphins fan, I don't care. You can still join. Come talk. Come tell me why the Dolphins suck so bad. I'll try to change your mind. I might not, though. I don't know. It depends on if I agree with you or not. But yeah, we're looking like it's getting close to time to be getting some answers to all these questions, and then we don't got to worry about this anymore. Oh, yes. It's time for some redemption, I think. Yeah, I was worried about you back then, Abel. Oh, man. So Bears game this Sunday. It's going to be good. You're going to have an interesting week of practice. And these are the games, these are the practices where we start finding out a little bit of information about how we stack up against other teams. Now, keep in mind, there you go. August 8th is joint practice. There you go. August 8th is joint practice. So then we'll have some answers. We'll be able to see how we stack up against these other teams, how our offensive line actually looks, how our cornerbacks look. That's what I'm really, really concerned about. Offensive line and cornerbacks. Got a position on offense and a position on defense that just I really am a little bit concerned about, but we'll see. We'll see how it looks. Then we'll know. And I'm sure the coaches are going to be thinking the same thing. After that first joint practice, watch things start to happen. Like if we need a player or we need to sign somebody, that's when it's going to happen. Abel, because you were upset, bro. I was too. It's okay. Oh man, guys, thanks for watching. It went a little longer than I thought it was gonna. I figured this was just gonna be like a 10-minute live just to cover a couple things. But thank you for coming in. Make sure you guys throw a like down. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't. Tell your friends about the dumb Alaskan in North Pole, Alaska that covers the Dolphins. Strangest thing in the world. I know it makes no sense, but to each their own. Fandom is fandom, right? Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you. Stay up. Stay hopeful. Fins up. Have yourselves a great evening.